Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 2022. I do apologize for the large gap between our last market report and this one. Just a quick update, we went to Colorado for Christmas, landed in Colorado on December 21st. Kelly started coming down with some symptoms, so we isolated ourselves in our vacation rental, kind of stayed away from family until we got her COVID test back. She came back positive. All five of us ended up getting COVID. We had to drive back home from Colorado. We were unable to fly while all of us had COVID, so it was kind of a miserable couple weeks for vacation. And then we've just been getting back into life and back engaged. So apologies for the gaps on the market reports, but we are back. We're in full action and ready to share with you what's going on in the market. So let's get right to the graph. So here we are. We have our buyer activity versus inventory. And so you can see the orange line here is buyer activity, and these are the weeks that happened while we were gone. So, we leave town and the market drops. Joking about that, by the way. No, anyway, this was around the holidays. So right around the week of Christmas, and then New Year's, and then the first week of January. So you can see the stat and buyer activity was dropping. You can see that inventory up until that point was dropping pretty significantly as well. So buyer activity had to drop because there was no product to buy. But you can see here that inventory slowly started ticking back up. And you can see that in the last 7 days, buyer activity has skyrocketed again. So, excuse me, the buyers did take a little bit of a sabbatical here, it seems like, for the week of Christmas and the first week of January, but then the second week of January, everything started picking back up again. So we anticipate that inventory will start to slowly increase over the next month or two before we hit the spring market. So buyer activity will likely continue to increase as more property becomes available. So if you come over here to the seller's market side, you can see this was right around Thanksgiving time frame, and then we started to have the drop for December, and then this was right in the area where we had all these drops happening. So we did take a dip into the buyer's market just because there was no inventory there, and buyers did take the holidays off. But because of the uptick in inventory, or uptick in buyer activity last week, and the downstroke of inventory last week, we had a sharp increase. And we expect this to start staying up in a higher area. So what does this mean for the market? Typically, prior to COVID, the last couple years, the spring market is when things would really start to pick up, because that's when the buyers were coming into town, that's when inventory was coming on the market. But we're seeing that buyer demand has not slowed down. Buyer demand is still there, but inventory is still not there. So inventory is still extremely low, but the buyer demand is there. So for sellers, if you're a seller, if you're thinking about getting on the market in the spring, you may want to give serious consideration to going ahead and getting on now while there's no competition. Your house will be one of only a few that are on the market, and the buyers will be clamoring for it. So that may be something for you to consider as a seller. On the buyer side, you can expect the same competition. You have to be very strategic with your offers, very quick. So you need to have a strategic agent that knows how to help you put together competitive offers. Okay, so sellers, it's a great time to sell. Buyers, it's still a good time to buy. The market is strong. There are no forecasts for any kind of drops or anything, and because the market is still strong and demand is so low, and they don't see that demand being satisfied, certainly in the next 12 months, possibly even longer, which means that prices are probably going to continue to appreciate. Maybe not as steeply as last year, but they're going to continue to appreciate. So as a buyer, the longer you wait, the more competition you're going to face, and the higher those prices are going to be, because these properties are still going to be going very, very quickly. So good time to buy. Kelly and I are putting our money where our mouth is. We're actually buying our house right now, so we are buying in this market. So I'm not telling you to do something that we personally wouldn't do. Great time to sell. And Kelly and I are happy to help you guys on either side of that. So reach out to us, let us know if you need anything, and we will see you on next week's market report. Have a great day.